Take him to Detroit.
No! No, not Detroit! No!
What day is it? Monday? Oh, Monday!
Monday, Monday, so good to me.
Hey, it's Monday.
Medical
Monday.
Changes could be coming to Michigan's marijuana law. A new set of bills now being heard in Lansing.
Marijuana is not a drug.
And the bills would have major implications to small medical growers known as caregivers.
That's some heavy shit, man.
Small pot farmers in California say the state is not standing by its promise to protect.
Big companies were supposed to be limited, but some have stacked hundreds of licenses.
Stop hitting me so hard.
Created a cartel, essentially.
You have an industry allowing for businesses to operate like cartels.
But it's a Monday.
Harm has been done by the fact that we didn't legalize it back then.
Well, I don't know if there's any harm that's been done.
There was people getting arrested, there were people getting thrown in jail. I mean, that counts, doesn't it?
What kind of joint is this, man?
Smoking marijuana all in public. You would think that shit was legal. We the Pistons in the 8, 9, and 9. Oh, bad boy.
Just another medical.
And welcome Medical Mondays, y'all. This is your host with the most, THC. It is motherfucking Bloodstream, BERG. Of course, I got my returning panelist with us, Adam L. Brook, a.k.a. Mr. Hash Bash himself.
Hey, no.
We got our boy KK from SOB Labs joining us. What up, though? And our special invited guest, we got Amy Jo, a.k.a. the Educated Stoner from IG, joining us. Thank you for joining us. Before we get into anything, I want to give a huge shout out to all of our awesome sponsors. And that includes Native Made 313, Michigan Turf Farms, Nuggeduction Extracts, Tiki Madman, SOB Labs, and Tree Street Packaging. Boom. Also here on Medical Mondays, we always want to stress the fact if your state has a medical marijuana program, you should go out and get your medical marijuana card and show them that we still see this as medicine. One of the people you can hit up is Detroit Certification Center, y'all. And you can get a hold of them at DetroitCertCenter.com, Detroit Cert Center on social media, or give them a call or text at 248-275-6707. Once again, it's 248-275-6707. There's plenty of other people you can hit up to get your card as well. There's Michael Thoey up north, Pure West out west. We got Vehicle City Social as well as GC3 up in the Flint area. Michigan Weedsters, and the list goes on and on, you know. So stop making the excuses. Show these fucking politicians that we're still here and gain the benefits of having a card, because if you get pulled over, it's the difference between driving medicated and driving while intoxicated. So, yeah.
And I know.
Much love to everybody in the chat already. We got Genetic Memory Farms, Tis Me, KK, the other KK, Blue Brat, Edward Olson, Jen, and I think there's more pouring in as we speak. So I also wanted to remind everybody about this Sunday coming up. We got the Summertime Give Back event benefiting the Capuchin Soup Kitchen as well as the First Step Women's Shelter. What you'll have to bring in is non-perishable snack foods and juice boxes, and or $20 for entry. All proceeds go to the shelter and the soup kitchen. Every entry, you get a raffle ticket for your chance to win some awesome stuff donated by all the vendors. Of course, Native Maid's going to be in the building, Nuggeduction Extracts, SOB Labs, Cereal Melts, Mr. Rollup, aka your boy Nice, Mr. Kush 313, and the list goes on and on, y'all. Oh, shout out to Uncle Paulie too. He's gonna be there.
Yeah, I'll be there.
Oh shit, Adam's gonna be there as well.
Yeah, I'll probably be the next Uncle Paulie.
Hell yeah. Of course, Chi-Town's gonna be on the Hibachi Grill, and Fun Food Express will be outside serving up the goodies out there.
I'll be eating some.
Hell yeah. Our boy DJ Cool Breeze is going to be on the 1s and 2s. And it's from 2 to 7 p.m., y'all. Shout out to JSH Enterprises and Nuggeduction for putting this event on. And it's going to be fun, y'all. So come through, show some love for some awesome people, and get these kids some snacks. Also, do you want to talk about it, KK?
What's that?
June 22nd, Saturday.
Oh,
June 22nd.
Oh wow, caught me off guard. But yeah, let's start talking about this.
All right, but yeah, so it's Saturday, June 22nd, 8 p.m. to 2 a.m. Live heady glass judging, SLB Labs, GGG. World 3 judges and Big Cloud Farms. So yeah, it's gonna be a full melt hash competition.
Yeah, we're doing a full melt hash competition, and we got a bunch of music. We got Kid Vicious as our headliner right now, and yeah, it's gonna be, it's at the official venue. After party venue for the Glass Project, and that's at the Tangent Gallery. It's real artsy. If you don't know the place, a real artsy area. It's an artsy building. It's a real nice area. It's a nice setup.
Yeah, shout out to E-Rock and Fat Ray too. They're previously on the show as well. Shout out to Kid Vicious. He's been doing his thing. And yeah, it's going to be a fucking dope ass time. So everybody needs to come through. Save the date, y'all. Saturday, June 22nd.
We'll be giving away tickets too. So,
all right. But
yeah, in a couple of weeks, we'll be giving some tickets out here on the show.
Awesome, man. So stay tuned to us, man. We're going to be giving away some tickets, y'all. So save that date. And it's the same weekend as the Glass Project.
Yeah, it's the same weekend.
Shout out to the Glass Project, man. They're always doing good for the inner city kids in Detroit.
Yeah, they've done me.
I swear, if it wasn't for them, they wouldn't have any art programs at all anymore. So, huge shout out to them to keep all that creativeness going on. Seems like more time that goes on, the more creative bound kids are shut down because they're not allowed to draw in class, and so on and so forth. So I'm glad to see them keeping the art programs going in Detroit. Oh, shout out to Native
Maid. Have a lot
Maid.
going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, lots to look forward to.
Hell yeah. Oh shit, Amy, thanks for joining us. What are you smoking on today? Or what is everybody smoking on?
I have some Black Patronus.
Black Patronus. That sounds
Black
interesting.
Patronus. Does. Its label says it's somewhere between 25% and 29%, but I'm highly doubting this.
Yeah.
It's 29%. 29%. 29%. 29%. 29%. 29%. 29%. 29%. 29%. 29%. 29%. 29%. 29%. 29%. 29%. 29%. 29%. 29%. 29%. 29%. 29%. 29%. 29%. 29%. 29%. 29%. 29%. 29%. 29%. 29%. 29%. 29%. 29%. 29%. 29%. 29%. 29%. 29%. 29%. 29%. 29%. 29%. 29%. 29%. 29%. 29%. 29%. 29%. 29%. 29%. 29%. 29%. 29%. 29%. 29%. 29%. 29%. 29%. 29%. 29%. 29%. 29%. 29%. 29%. 29%. 29%. 29%. 29%. 29%. 29%. 29%. 29%. 29%. 29%. 29%. 29%. 29%. 29%. 29%. 29%. 29%. 29%. 29%. 29%. 29%. 29%. 29%. 29%. 29% I know, right?
That's pretty funny. I just think the scam's pretty funny.
That totally sounds like some Harry Potter shit. Is that a Harry Potter name?
I
Patronus?
don't know. I think so, maybe.
I think it
Black
is.
Patronus.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Guys,
I read
wish
those
my-
books once.
I wish my daughter was watching. She'd be telling me right now.
It sounds about right. It's nice. It's supposed to make you talkative, hungry, and giggly. It seems to be doing that, but I really don't believe the 25 to 29% that it's got on there.
Oh shit. Uh-oh, Native made smoking on runts from John Doe 313. Currently, I'm smoking on some blueberry sugar. I also have some Z Pie rolled up from SLB, as well as some more Michigan Turk Farms, some original Z. So, shout out to our awesome sponsors.
Blueberry sugar sounds good. That'd be one of my strains.
Oh, it is. What about you, Brooke?
Mr. Brooke is smoking on some apple banana that looks like that. But I can't tell you who it is.
What about you, KK? They're definitely not a sponsor, so fuck them.
Right.
That's some bullshit. It tastes like shit, and fuck that guy.
It really is good, actually.
My bad. I'm sorry.
It's all right. The guy gave me a whole bag of one of your flavor he does, and I keep trying them, and I'm liking everything I see from him. So I appreciate that, and I'm a one jar at a time guy. I don't dip back and forth like some people do. I crack a jar.
No, you write out the whole jar.
Yeah, and when it's gone, we go to something else.
I'm in every jar. I like my variety.
Yeah,
that depends on what it's doing as to whether or not I stay with it.
No, that's
if it's working good for me that day, I keep going with it.
Yeah, typically it has a lot to do with what I have most of. So if whatever I have most of is what I'll smoke the most of until my levels,
I also do it in reverse order. I smoke the least quality first. Up to the best
no, I do that too, man. I still have.
Yep.
I sort it all out the way from top to bottom, and then I start at the bottom and go to the top.
Oh, Anthony are smoking on some white Detroit runts. There you go. I didn't even know they had that. Patronus is definitely Harry Potter. So
is it?
We got that.
Blue Brad has confirmed that.
I'm impressed. Joking around earlier. We were changing its name.
I wonder what spell that is. Patronus. I gotta look it up now.
Black Patronus.
So I know nothing about any of that.
Patronus meaning. Oh, it's the kind of ghostly magical guardian that wizard or witch can summon. I guess it's some kind of
Spacka.
Yeah, Spacka. KK, you say what you were smoking on?
Oh, I'm smoking on some wedding pie.
Oh,
sounds good.
I haven't had wedding pie in a minute, man.
I got you, man. I got you some saved. It's some fire.
All right, Oh. Kay in the chat says it's a protection spell. All right, cool.
Cool. I still don't understand any of that.
Oh, boy, baby. I mean, I actually like the Harry Potter shit. I mean, I didn't really get into it, but
it was.
What surprises me about it is lemony.
Oh yeah. Oh.
Yeah, it's got these lemon Turks that come out of nowhere.
I wonder what the black is for. All right, I'm gonna look up the strain.
Yeah, I don't even know the lineage. Normally I know this stuff when I'm smoking it, but I'm not gonna lie. I've been pretty lazy the last few weeks. I've just been smoking random stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like hot girl summer.
I've been traveling. It's harder to write down everything I'm smoking and the lineage and everything when I'm driving around and stuff. I don't want to lose my book, so I leave it at home. So some of the strains get missed, and this would probably be one of them. It's not doing anything extra, special for me.
So it says it's Falcon Fuel times RS11.
Falcon
I've had the
Fuel?
RS11 before.
I've never even heard of Falcon Fuel.
No.
Neither have I.
I've never heard of any Falcon anything.
No, me either.
It's a very green nug. It's got these hints of pink when you bust it up. It's very pretty to look at, but it's got lemon terps that just come out of nowhere.
All
right, I now like Harry Potter too.
Well, it's Falcon. It's RS11 times Falcon 9. So whatever that is. I don't know. But the breeder supposedly is Exotic Genetics. So that's where that came from. Oh, it sounds interesting. I like lemon terps as long as, I'm not too big of a fan of the haze, like hazes.
Yeah, I love the
I'm not either.
I like the candy lemon flavors, like the super
Lemon is something, unfortunately, I need to have, but you're right about the hazes. The hazes cause chaos for me.
I love Can't get enough of.
You're like a super silver haze kind of guy.
My buddy grew it for 15 years, same crop.
Mm-hmm. That stuff is just like my body hates it.
Cola's as big as my arm. Just amazing. He used to do high ton centerfolds. They'd come out 3-4 times a year and shoot his crop to then put in the magazines. So that was pretty cool. And it was super silver haze. Just nice big buzz. But I smoked original haze back in the day. I remember the haze. I remember the skunk #1,
G13.
G13. There's stuff that was new to people that I saw years before, and it just is now making it to their circles. I always thought that was funny. Just how it works with circles, you know who you know, and they know who they know, and the same bud travels within the same group of people continuously because they're all scoring the same weed from one, down the line. A lot of tentacles. But I would bring back haze if I was given one plant to have an original. Actually, that's not true. The cheese, which was a hybrid, I smoked the original cheese before they lost the crop, and Milo had to start over and all this crap. But that original cheese I would bring back, and I'd bring Milo back if I could too.
I haven't had any cheese in a minute.
I would totally help you smoke the cheese.
I'll tell, and the original cheese that he brought, it was like we never had tasted anything like that before. It was wild. But
that's the kind of sedation that I need to sleep, is a good cheese.
Yeah.
Yeah, I miss the SFV. I haven't had no fucking, what is it? San Fernando Valley Kush. That shit was fucking phenomenal. My boy G had that strain for so long. Miss it. So many strains. So what's the number one strain that you would bring back, Amy?
Probably lemon sour diesel because it probably
Oh.
does the most for my body.
Oh yeah, LSD.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. It's one of those you can use it to actually help regulate your bowels and stuff.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
sure.
It did the most for me when I was healing and stuff, right?
Yeah, for everybody that doesn't know, Educated Stoner, she's had health problems and everything, and she uses cannabis as medicine. I mean, as a lot of us do, but I mean,
But
instead of the
100%.
pharmaceuticals and et cetera, et cetera. So if you don't follow her on Instagram, you should go follow her. But yeah, you're Canadian born and raised, right?
Yep. Yep. Good old Canada, where we think our health care is free until we get sick.
Oh, yeah. So when you were growing up in Canada, I mean, there's different communities, et cetera, but like, what was the perception of cannabis that you were raised on?
Well, I lived in subsidized housing. So, I mean, it was all over the place, right?
All right.
It was something my mom smoked on the weekends. She did it while she was drinking, to kind of make life go away. So in her eyes, it takes life, all the shit in life away. But yeah, but she drinks with it, so.
Yeah, for sure. So, when's the first time you had, when's the first time you smoked?
I don't know. I think we were like 16 and we had fake ID. We rented a hotel room, right? Got some weed, all hung out together. Got kicked out of the hotel room because we were smoking weed in the hotel room.
Yeah. You lost your
Right.
deposit and everything. Damn.
Yeah, we lost our deposit, got in trouble, right? Almost had the police called and stuff, but we actually really kind of got out of there with all of our stuff because we really didn't take much. We just wanted a spot to smoke weed, right? Yeah. Completely
So,
different world than what it is for me now.
oh yeah, I'm sure. But yeah, so like, was it love at first toke, or did you get
I mean,
high
so
at
I've
all?
smoked my whole life.
Oh, all
I
right.
got high. Oh my God. I got like, you think you're gonna die high?
No
You're
way.
laying on the
Just off
bed.
of smoking?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh yeah. Yeah. They rolled a pretty big sized one. We were gonna do it right. There was 3 of us, so we thought we needed lots. It was nice size. I don't know how many papers they used. They did a good job for not really knowing what they were doing.
No,
It was
the
impressive.
first time, I smoked, I didn't get high at all. And I was like
No?
thinking to
So I
myself, like, what the
actually
fuck? What the fuck's the big deal about this bullshit, And like,
so I think
like,
because my mom and her friends smoked so much, it made me feel like I used to sneak down the stairs while they were partying and watch them.
yeah.
And I remember feeling like dizzy on the stairs before.
Oh yeah. Huh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I was.
Yeah. So that was like the first feeling. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, it was
Yeah.
nice. It
No,
made
the
for a good night.
first time I ever smoked, didn't get high, and then maybe like 4 or 5 months later, fucking me, my boy Toucan, my boy Fat Sam, and Colin. We all fucking. Well, I think Colin and I rolled them, but we had it was king size zigzags. We rolled 4 of them, and we just fucking sat in my boy Toucan's. I want to say it was like a 78 Monte Carlo. And like, if you know a 78 Monte Carlo, like the compartment ain't that big. So we fucking smoked that bitch the fuck out. that was like the first time ever feeling that slow motion, like fucking everything's like, "Mwah." I'm hungry. But yeah. So,
The giggles.
yeah, for sure. So, what was your first experience when it comes to extract?
Oh, that was a surprise. Um, when I was first trying to put myself back together, um, a buddy of mine who taught me about CBD and RSO, he got me a candy pen and I was putting shatter in it. And we weren't understanding why I was still shaking a lot. And sometimes it was even worse. But, obviously with, shatter not being the cleanest meds. Yeah. Yeah. And I don't know, it wasn't very good stuff. So other than just shatter, because that was the only thing he could get a hold of, I went to a blind dab contest when I got introduced to this world. It was the very first thing I went to, and it was everything.
So, did you do it off a rig, or like how did you dab for the first time? Because I know motherfuckers that hot knifed shit. You know what I mean? Like butter
No, hot
knives.
dabs, like hot dabs, like
But was it off
your
an
lungs.
actual? Was it
No,
actual
in a
rig?
dab rig.
All
Yeah, in a
right,
dab rig, but so
With a
hot that your lungs.
Titanium,
Ooh,
with a titanium or quartz?
quartz. But I had a titanium e-nail later, which I voted was a bad idea.
Yeah, I don't smoke.
But I'm scared of
anything metal
fire.
anymore. Oh,
Yeah, I'm scared of fire, so I can't do the torch thing. I still can't make dabs, as I put it. They don't help me out medically except for like eating hash rosin or using it as topical. So I just don't bother anymore. But I went to this contest and they have this subliminator. Is his machine? Yeah, Sublimator. Yeah. So I went to his event. He's the one who actually got me into all of this after Tyler passed. And he's got this really awesome thing. And the dabs are so smooth. So I love that thing. I hit that thing all the time when I go back to Ontario. It's nice.
I just want to remind everybody in the chat, make sure you hit that like. I know we're stoners, but come on. Don't forget. So you don't even put extract in your flour or anything when you're rolled up, or you primarily take
old
bong
school
hits?
hash.
Oh,
Old school hash. I top my bowls. That's where I get better pain relief.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's no heat applied to it.
Old school hash is pretty prevalent in Canada compared to the United States.
Yeah, so I can't.
I think so.
I'd have to hit up fucking Adam to get some.
Yeah, well.
It's hard for me to get, but it's necessary.
No, I understand. I'm just saying that it's much bigger up there than it is here. Even though it's here who have smoked it think they smoke the best. Because
there's kids out here that have never even had traditional hash. Like,
I know that.
I actually got to meet Mila, the hash queen, at an event last year, which was really important to me.
Oh, yeah?
She invented the hash wash machine, and it was something that I overlooked in the extract world, and it's something that I want to revisit, to see if that might be beneficial, because there's no heat applied to it, and it seems to be when heat's applied, that takes out the pain relief that I need for my nervous system.
Yeah, we were talking online on IG about different methods of what were we saying? It's just like how you process the different, the difference between using can of butter and coconut oil. It's just what I forget.
First thing in the morning.
Yeah.
So first thing in the morning when I check my body out.
And, information and everything. You use different methods. to treat all your
Right.
fucking symptoms.
When
So
I
you're
first get up in the morning, when I make my coffee, if I'm in a lot of pain, I'll put butter in it. If it's like pain and inflammation, but if I'm in a lot of nerve pain, I'll put an oil in it because your body metabolizes things differently. And that is the difference in the start of my morning. Took me a long time to figure it out, but and then from there I add my RSO, and then I have a hash rosin coffee or a hash rosin gummy I can eat. And yeah, so that's the only time I find hash rosin beneficial is if I eat it, right? Or rub it on my skin.
Sure.
But you guys are really into that down there a lot. And I mean, they are up here too. It's huge. They have so many contests up here.
Yeah. I'm more of a flower person myself, but I mean, I do dabble in dabbing.
I like smoking joints. That's my thing. I like that motion. I'm good with that. But I like dabbing because it's like, man, I can smoke 3 joints in 2 dabs.
Right. Because it's concentrate.
Right, bro. And I've been waiting for that.
I like hitting a bong because it's quick and it gets the meds into me really fast.
See that? Yeah. See, I was never a bong. I keep my rigs as clean as I possibly can without actually cleaning them. No, I mean, I change my water regularly and clean, keep them pretty clean. But outside of that, when I had bongs, I'd smoke it. I'd have to clean it and then go smoke more and then clean it. You could take a little smoke for an hour and then clean it type thing.
Right.
And I got some nice bongs. I got some original Jerome Baker's things and an original graphics, but yeah, I'm not a resin buildup kind of guy.
It gives that dirty feel. When I first started using one, I actually feel like I had a stigma towards it the most because I felt like this teenager or like not something a mom that's medicating should do. And now I make a point of actually going very public places and actually taking video of me doing that. I don't know. It's a very quick way for me to medicate, and it's really important. And like so much so that I've like actually made it so that I can take mine as many places as I can with my handle and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean?
Hell yeah. So it's federally legal in Canada. What's your feelings about that? Like, because you guys were straight medical and then went federally legal, like recreationally. So what was it like how it is here? And like, it was all good and then it totally turned shit, or what?
Oh yeah. Complete shit for med patients now.
So
like I can't go to a dispensary and medicate myself now. There's nothing for me to eat there. They're all 10 milligram edibles.
Yeah, because of the limits they put on them.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. There's nothing for me to eat there that can medicate me. It would cost me thousands and thousands of dollars. Most of my meds are edibles. Yeah. It's absolutely ruined my ability to medicate myself.
At least here, a lot of the metric companies use distillate to fucking, medicate their edibles. And that shit ain't full spectrum. It's all just fucking straight THC.
Exactly. So, that's the problem we have here.
Yeah. But even when you're fucking, see, that's what fucks people up, because they'll go to the dispensary here and then they'll fucking go to like an actual event where they have actual real meds, like Native Made, that are full spectrum. Then they're fucking all on their ass because they think they can eat this fucking, this edible like it's nothing, like it's an edible from the fucking dispo, and they find out
Two
the hard
different
way.
worlds.
Oh, definitely. I mean, there are
Yeah,
people
yeah. I
out there
sometimes
that,
find the distillate ones make it worse, your pain.
oh yeah,
Yeah, if it's made with like a straight up sativa, it'll make my pain worse. It almost makes my hips feel like they're gonna shatter. Like a lot of a lot of people, when you go to an event, a lot of people make their dabs and their edibles all sativa because they want you to just be go, 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 go. This feels great. And after I accumulate a lot of sativa in me, it's just pain. It just feels like my hips are gonna shatter with every step I take. Yeah. Distillate's bad. You don't make edibles out of distillate.
so how much did it, well, what's your usual dose for a day as
So
far as edibles?
if I'm out in the field working,
Yeah.
probably could consume about at least 500 milligrams of THC, probably about 200 milligrams of CBD, and a half. I've been adding mushrooms, so I'll do 0.5 gram of mushrooms with it, and that seems to be a nice flow.
Yeah. People I know wouldn't even be able to function.
Oh no, they
let alone go in the field to fucking work. Like, what the.
So I had a guy that used to make me a cookie like that. And so some of the days when I was really messed up, sometimes I would drink 2 coffees that were 250 milligrams of hash rosin. And then I would eat that cookie later on. I can consume 1,000 milligrams and still be okay, full spectrum. It's my tolerance is so messy because of the distillate edibles. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. That's crazy. So how long did it take for you to find out that it was like the distillate that was fucking you up?
Oh my gosh. It was probably 3 years of me experimenting and just trying like it was at first it was strains. I was just concentrating on different strains, but it was like over the course of 3 years. Just beat myself up badly to find out that solvent was bad. And even solventless sometimes wasn't that great either. You know. A lot of trial and error.
Yeah. I imagine. So how long did it take you to figure out like sativa was bad for you? I mean, that was during the same period or what?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yep. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it was all like just a learning things, just finding out, looking at the repercussions of things over the course of time, and just like lumping them into lengths of time. Every single strain I would sit with if I could for a week. If I was going to try and medicate with like shatter, I would do it for like a length of time. If I was going to do something like live resin, same thing, a length of time. Diamonds was just, that was bad right from the beginning. Oh my God, it like paralyzed me and I was driving down the highway. That was probably my most scariest moment. Yeah, I was trying to shift my vehicle from, 4th into 5th and I couldn't move my arm. So I just like rode it out.
Wow.
Okay, so I've been overdosed by pharmaceuticals to the point where I had to teach myself everything again. So if something is, really bad for you, and is going to give you repercussions, it shows in me. And that was probably really the one and only time I ever really tried diamonds, knowingly. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
sometimes they're all mashed up in a pre-roll.
Yeah.
Not my friend.
So even like smoking a joint with it'll fuck you up. Wow.
Man.
Just things
Yeah.
like I'll stutter more.
My
body
like I
Tourette's.
thought it was kind of just me, but like it always seemed like fucking like diamonds gave me headaches. Like almost like I was getting like too high. But I don't know. I always thought I was just fucking tripping.
I love that.
No, so like it would show. Like I would all of a sudden start shaking. Like so, I have a disease called Huntington's disease, and part of it is like a body Tourette's, kind of like a ALS, Parkinson's sort of shake. And when I would smoke those things, it would get worse. So if it's doing stuff like that to exacerbate my disease, then it's probably doing something inside you guys, like on a small scale.
Right,
That probably
right.
accumulates over time.
Shout out to James Holland in the chat. My boy Matt, John Brown. Damn, Aunt Loney smoking on some strawberry cough. I love strawberry cough.
I haven't had that one in a while.
No, I haven't. I haven't either. Well, are you more of a gassy person, or do you enjoy some fruit as well?
Sours, diesels, and cheeses. I like the smelly, gross stuff, like your dad's work boots that he's worn for 5 years with some hot garbage.
Yeah, that putrid shit, like baby poop.
Yeah, cheeses. Yeah. One of my most favorite strains I ever found was called Cheezel. It was a cheese and a diesel, and it was just gross.
Wow. That does sound gross. I'd like to smoke that though.
Yeah, it definitely had a hint of your dad's work boots for like 5 years. Same pair of socks.
Oh.
That Parmesan-y.
Parmesan, yeah.
I like my weed to smell so bad when you open up the bag. You don't even have to light it, and your neighbor's going, "What the fuck is this smell?"
I remember I was fucking at this fucking hip hop show, and I was in the back room in the green room, and everybody was smoking. Nobody was passing shit to me. So I was like, fuck y'all motherfuckers. I grabbed an empty fucking pizza box and I sat down on the couch. I pulled out my sack. I swear to God, as soon as I opened my bag, everybody's like turned their fucking head like, what the fuck is that? I started breaking it down. Oh man, I need to hit that. Blah, 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 blah. Like, bro, nobody was passing that shit to me. I fucking rolled that shit up, smoked a fucking whole fat ass joint to myself.
That's funny.
Right? You're smoking your weed in your vehicle. Someone walks by and smells it. It makes them dance. You know it's good.
Oh man, I remember I got kicked out of Westland Mall because I had a fucking sack in my pocket.
By mall security?
No, like the store. Well, I didn't get quote unquote kicked out, but I knew that bitch was calling security. Like, are you smoking weed in here? I was like, bitch, you didn't know if I was smoking weed in here, ho. And yeah, it just escalated. And then I ended up fucking rolling up a fat ass joint and smoking it on the way to fucking Fairlane. And then I got the Fairlane smelling like weed, and I had no problem.
No,
motherfuckers were complimenting me.
Right.
Like, damn, bro, you smell good, man.
Right.
But yeah, fuck Westlake.
I find that they're great strains for my vertigo. They're great strains for my pain. They're just awesome. They are. And they smell good. I think they make everybody happy.
Right.
I think even if you like the sweeter strains, you can appreciate a gassy strain every once in a while. It's the fruity strains don't do anything for me at all. They just taste
by
nice.
themselves. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I like the combo
All the
packs.
cakes and
like
the cookies, all the cakes and
yeah.
cookies. I wish
There's
they
a
did something
sour
because they
grape.
taste nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a sour
Sour's
grape.
great for vertigo.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Man, you need to
I find it is for
fucking
myself.
need to write a fucking book or something.
Right. So the best
Right.
part about it is I got to visit with the head neurologist of Canada for my disease. And, he looked at my book, and to a doctor, it means nothing. There's 300 strains in there. None of it is of interest to him. He doesn't, but in someone's hands, it's, it'll be good.
Definitely.
My disease is so individualized, my strains might not even be the same as someone else's. So who knows?
Everybody's body is different, allergies, everything.
But at least my kid, because my kid has a 50% chance of having this. So at least my kid will, he won't have to torture himself with putting shatter in his body and resin and diamonds and distillate, because at least I have that much information, so that if he wants to do it naturally, he knows. And he's watched me, learn to walk and talk and everything again, and he knows about CBD, RSO. He knows how to grow plants. He knows how to sex them. He's a very smart kid. So,
hell yeah.
So you guys can all teach him, because he's going to need help learning, more things. For me, I see that my job right now is to find out all the strains that'll work. I'm not going to be able to tissue culture them all and make the, medicine accessible for my disease, but, he might be able to. So,
right.
Yeah. You can hope, right?
For sure. So how is the medical system? I mean, the medical system there basically doesn't see fucking weed as anything, right? Or what?
For my disease. But, so I needed a license when I first got sick, because my ex threatened to take my kid away. But the doctor that I got had no idea how to medicate me. He knew nothing about my disease. He knew nothing about how to help a pharmaceutically overdosed human being with a neurological disease. So I told him to give me a prescription for 1 gram of CBD, so my ex couldn't take my kid away. And then I went and taught myself with, gray market.
Wow.
Help. They don't know what to do. They have, no information.
No, because the government doesn't even see it as medicine. It's just fucking a way to make money.
Right. It is. And so for someone like with my disease to be able to walk into a pharmacy, like you said, and pick things up like, sprayed gummies with distillate that, they think is going to help them, or even shatter that's available here, that's actually going to make my disease twitchier. It's going to, make them, it's going to make things worse, but they're going to go in thinking that this is good because the government, is operating these stores. And really, I got a lot of misinformation from the white market more so than I did from the gray market. So I really feel like, I work for white market, but I've learned more from
for
everybody
sure.
else. Right.
So as far as indoor versus outdoor, is Canada mostly outdoor? Or it depends on where you're at?
I think it depends where you're at. I only smoke indoor, but I love growing outdoor. So I think most people are smoking indoor.
Sure. So how is man, I just find it so dope how you can fucking mail weed in Canada.
Yeah, cool. I mean, you don't forget.
You're like, man, you need to fucking try this shit, bro. I'm a fucking. I mean, people do it here,
I was gonna say, you can mail weed in this country.
I don't.
But
I know people who get,
Yeah, it's nice that we can do this. It really truly is. So I like the fact that actually because I'm from Ontario, our medical system allows us to carry the amount that we would need for a length of time if we're on a trip. And because I'm from out of province, living in a different province, I could carry quite a bit on me and it doesn't matter. So if I forget that I have a couple ounces in my truck, it's not such a big deal if I get pulled over.
Yeah.
Because I could start shooting numbers at them.
So even if you get
and they
caught
don't,
with weed, like how much would it be before you would like get arrested?
so
Like
we
how
can
much?
legally, an individual can carry like an ounce. It's like 20 grams, right? That's what you're allowed. Well, 30 grams is what we're allowed to carry, right? So, but I start shooting numbers at them when they pull me over because I always have more. Because I don't know. I like to travel with a QP sometimes because I need variety. And it's just easier to grab. It's just easier to grab ounces, put them in a bag. So when you get pulled over here, you can tell them that you have a med card and you can just start spitting out the numbers of how many grams you got per day. And they just brush you off. They don't know. They have no clue. Yeah. You don't even know. They just know you're out of province and you have a lot of numbers and they let you go. They got better things to do. They don't care.
Right.
I sat right next to a cop and did a live. He came over and asked me what I was doing. I told him that he was in my live. We asked him while we were live if I had to sit there for 2 hours or for 4, and he didn't know. He told me to come talk to him after I was done the live. He still didn't know. So I told him I'd sit there for 4 because I didn't want him to nail me.
Did he stay
The
the
room
whole
next to
time?
mine.
Or did he leave? Or he stayed?
No, he had to. Okay, so the room next to me became like a scene of something. I don't know. So he couldn't leave. He had to watch the room.
Oh, like
He
a
had to make sure
crime
no one came
scene.
or
It
yeah, it
became
was
a
some sort of
crime.
crime scene. Yeah. In Prince George, BC, right? So I stay at this hotel and the cop said to the cop, so do I have to sit here for 2 hours or for 4? Because I don't really know. Right. And he's like, I don't know. Come talk to me after. Right. Because he came over and asked me what I was doing because I'm sitting in my truck smoking weed. I'm doing my live. I sat there for a couple hours. I come over to talk to him. He doesn't know if I'm supposed to sit for 2 or 4. So I agreed to 4. Went and hung out in my hotel room and then left.
Wow.
They don't know. They don't know. They have no clue here. Right? Yeah. Nor do they really care.
Yeah. Well, I
Yeah.
guess that probably
funny how that
depends on
happened.
where you're at too. Because I'm sure there's some Canadian cops that don't like that shit and just want to bust people for it.
Saskatchewan and Manitoba. In the prairies, they don't like weed.
Manitoba?
Saskatchewan and Manitoba. Yeah, Manitoba couldn't even grow their 4 plants. They're just getting the ability to do that now.
Wow.
Quebec does not have the right to grow yet.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah.
Quebec's,
So we're not really all legal up here.
Yeah.
Manitoba and Saskatchewan, they hate it in some
So
parts.
how is well, I mean, like flying on a plane, you can just take that shit too, right?
Oh my God. Dude, you know where you put your concentrates? Like, I stick my hash rosin in my makeup kit. Just stick it in there. They don't really care.
Oh. Well, I'm just
I
talking
don't know. I
about
just shove it in a bag. We're allowed. I don't know how much we're allowed. They don't
I
really.
mean, I know a lot of people here that fucking travel with their weed, but it's still.
Once again, I probably shove a QP in my bag. I fly with a knapsack, right? And I probably, yeah. I don't care. This is how I medicate myself every day, literally. So my life is, if you're not okay with this, you're not in my life. It has to be this way. Right? Yeah.
So when they were
I just do
trying
it.
to
And if I gotta
treat
get
you, when they were trying to treat you with pharmaceuticals and shit, like what was the breaking point that you were like, fuck this shit, I'm gonna start doing it myself? like figuring out that you were done
The
with that shit.
overdose.
Yeah.
The overdose.
overdose.
That ended everything. So I used to be 200 pounds. When I went to them and before they medicated me, I was 117 pounds. And so I was about 3 weeks that I took all these meds for. And one of the medicines for my disease is called tetrabenzene. And that's what stops the shakes, like the Parkinson's aspect of it. And it also stops everything. It'll slow you right down. Like that was it. After that, there was nothing. Like I've taken antibiotics once since then. I am scared. I cried the whole time. I am so scared to do it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I could totally see why. That's so fucked up. So when
So
you
I've already
OD,
seen the head neurologist of.
Yeah, you said that. Yeah.
Right. So he's the head neurologist of my disease. He thinks the way I'm medicating is stupid. There's no one else to see now. So in my mind, there's no doctors, there's no nothing. There's this world of, learning. I think it's going to be really awesome for the world to watch how this plant will lengthen my life and actually keep a lot of the symptoms, manage my symptoms. Right?
For sure.
It's been a really long time since I've dropped a bong or broke stuff. I mean, I customize everything to me and my life to make it easier, but that RSO and the CBD and the mushrooms, very important every day, right?
Combo pack. Yeah.
There's like a entourage thing. There's this nerve connection. When the three of them are combined, I feel like it's the trifecta of fuckery, as I call it. It allows me to do everything and in a smooth manner. When it was just CBD, my walking and talking and everything was very choppy, and RSO gave it a bit more of like continuity, and then mushrooms made it so like I'm as graceful as I am, which is not that graceful, but I'm teaching myself how to run right now. And then I have a skipping rope that I'm going to try and use.
So when like when you had the incident with the OD, like you were in the hospital, like for how long?
So for about a week, I couldn't do anything, absolutely nothing. And then I got released and was well enough to go back home. And all I wanted was out, away from there. Right. And then life at home became a matter of trying to make everything as easy as I possibly could. So after a week, I could do like all the things, but little things like getting myself to the bathroom and back. That was a pretty big chore. Sometimes that took all day. You know what I mean? Depended on the day. There was a lot of bad days that I woke up to, and those are so few and far between now. It's crazy. Yeah. It took overall probably about a full 3 months to get me back to what I would say is like you go out to Walmart and people would think you were a normal human.
I mean, there are doctors here in the US that will put up with weed, but they're medically not allowed to tell you like, oh yeah, do this and this and this. And I'm sure that's how it is there. And it's so fucked up. Like in the future, like I said, like by you, like writing all this shit down, all the different strains and how they helped you and like what to avoid for your particular disease. Like,
right.
That it's hopefully one day that will be seen as, medicine, which it is.
Oh, it totally is 100%. And I think there'd be more people willing to come into this, if everything was a little bit more black and white and explained more as a medical aspect of things or a recreational aspect of things. So it was easier to understand.
Yeah. No, all these motherfuckers see, these politicians see is fucking dollar signs. And that's all they're interested in. So that's how it's been.
I don't think that'll ever change.
No.
I love the fact that through all of this, I know that I've, put food on the table for a lot of people, put roofs over people's heads. Do you know what I mean? Like, I know that, I had some really awesome people along the way, making my edibles and stuff. It's been a struggle because of how I medicate. And so my different, loyalty, I guess, sits differently in every human in this industry. And my loyalty resides in the strain. It doesn't live with any particular company.
Right.
Like, and it's caused me a lot of issues.
They got that shit and I need it, so I'm gonna get it.
That's right. It's made a lot of growers dislike me, because they, their strain doesn't work for me, so they assume that means they're a shitty grower. But I have a neurological disease. It picks what strains work for it, not me,
For sure.
If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. And I'm honest about stuff because I think people need the information and the education, and people, take it the wrong way. So I don't know. It's hard, isn't it? Yeah. I've had a lot of good help though. Definitely been some ups and downs.
I bet. So how long have you been in the industry, growing and trimming and all that?
For fun, I grew in my backyard. I don't know when it was. That's probably got to be about 10 years ago.
Oh, all right.
My first year, I grew 8 feet tall plants, but they were really straggly because the genetics were shit. So was my soil. And I was kind of fucking with them. I get bored. They were all the same strain, so I fed them differently and defoliated them differently. And I don't know. I have to play with shit. And then I don't know. Sure. I got this great idea. I should learn to indoor grow. So I sold my house, packed up all my shit, moved out here, tried to start a grow. We all know how that doesn't work out sometimes. But I don't think indoor growing was for me. I found a big, huge outdoor grow that I'm at now, and I'm quite happy with that. So I don't know, about I guess a decade in its entirety. Maybe, yeah, somewhere in there. Almost coming up on. It's been a while.
And I'm sure you had to deal with crazy ass motherfuckers in the industry, right? Is there any funny stories you want to talk about?
Funny stories? I mean, there's tons of funny stories. I think every single event you go to has a funny story. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've had more I don't know, a funny story. The very first post that I probably put on Facebook was probably the funniest. Oh, okay. So the first post I put on Facebook, everyone thought I was rolling crack and cocaine, but I was rolling hash rosin in CBD isolate, and it started a big thing with my family. And when I moved out here to start a grow with the guys, my uncle told everybody that I was going to grow with a biker gang, and they were going to use me as a sex slave.
You told your family that?
Yeah, so my uncle brainwashed my family just thinking that I was going to grow for a biker gang and they were going to use me as a sex slave. Yeah.
That's a bit
Stigma.
much. Yeah.
Yeah. Stigma. So
my friends and family do not. The devil's lettuce.
Yes. Yeah, it's bad. Yes. I was not used as a sex slave, nor were they a biker gang. Like, one of them didn't even ride a motorcycle ever. I rode a motorcycle more than he had.
Damn. You started your own gang. Fuck that.
It's probably the way it would have been. Honestly, it totally would have been. I don't know. I don't know many people whose uncle can brainwash a whole family, though, but it was like, I literally wrote back to him, what fucking Netflix show did you watch last night? Because I didn't know what else to say.
Dun dun dun.
So, because my mom self-medicated with weed, she thinks I'm self-medicating. She doesn't understand that there's an education to this process.
Oh shit. Dallas is in the comments. He said, I'm looking for the old PK. Purple Kush.
Push.
Yeah. A lot of
Really
people
froze up
love
there.
purple weed. So I'm sure like the US, there's a lot of hype weed out there. Like what do you first question, well, it's not the first question, but another question. When's the last time you actually went to a fucking dispensary?
3 weeks ago.
Yeah. And
But I
like
went
what
I went to a legal dispensary, and then about 4 days later, I went to reserve dispensary.
oh, all right, yeah. So I'm sure it's like different quality and everything, different brands. What's like one of the
Yes.
biggest brands known in Canada? Like a Cookies of Canada.
Cookies of Canada.
Hmm.
Cookies is pretty big in Canada.
Oh
I know a
yeah.
lot of people.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people smoke that shit if they're going into just, I don't know. So I like things. So I usually go in and I ask for the organic companies. Um, we do up here we do something called irradiation, I think it's called. And I try to stay away from product that has had that process done to it. I just try to stay with as natural as possible. So there's a few local growers actually in the mountains that I've been sticking with, like Pistol in Paris. There's a like a Bare Naked sort of company, um, and that Royal Harvest company. I usually pick up his pre-rolls when I go driving, and that's who I picked up the last time. And then on the reserve, I got this Black Patronus that I'm smoking. So, and I mean, support a lot of the gray market companies. I mean, this guy, I mean, he's got living soil, or, he's got beds that he's been running, I think his 16th crop on now.
Wow.
And he's been growing me some good stuff. And I got a guy up near Prince George that's working on genetics for me that does living soil too. So I mix it up, spread it around.
Oh yeah.
I think you should.
Yeah. So how many different companies have you worked for? Within
I mean, I started doing events. I started selling edibles for like a company that was called So Fucking Good. And and then I worked for that Extract King guy for a while. The Canadian Fire, that was born out of that. I don't know. The big grow I'm up at, not very many, really. But I'm particular about my shit and what I like to smoke. So like I always have good stuff that I know that I can smoke, that I use all the time, so that if the other stuff fucks me up, I can fix myself.
Right.
Right.
And also you do
And I have to
you had your own grinders made, right?
So yes and no. The gentleman that educated me about CBD, he started making them and he got the first run made. And then he was killed in a car accident. So it's actually kind of what led me on my journey. So I've got about 400 of them out there.
Wow.
The problem is that the other half of the party is a bit of an alcoholic.
Ah. Dun dun dun. But yeah, didn't you design your own grinder for like yourself to like actually like be able to
Oh, okay. So well, I worked with this guy. The problem up here in Canada is that some nurses don't want to touch cannabis at all. So I worked with this guy. It's like it's a grinder that takes pods because the vaporizer takes the pods, and then that way all they have to do is put their gloves on, put the little nugs in, bust it up. It goes in the pods. The pods go into the vaporizer. And one of the reasons it was important for me to work with this guy is some of the people are not getting medicated up here because, their nurses don't want to touch it. So, now there's something out there that can medicate people. It won't medicate me because it's a tiny little thing, but it'll medicate someone, right?
Right.
Yeah. Someone who, has never smoked and used a vaporizer before that, has Parkinson's or ALS. And the great part is it's
like
cold
their
air too. It's not
body
hot
is
air.
void. Their body is void of all cannabinoids.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. It's tiny. It's so tiny, but it's cute to be, it's awesome to be a part of something like that. I mean, also like this handle for my bong, I got a guy, this makes such a difference. It's things like these, it's going to help someone else, with Parkinson's or ALS that wants to hit a bong, doesn't want to throw it across the room. I have $1,000 bong. I will not hit it unless that handle is on it.
Understandable. So like how long before you were like, actually like feeling symptoms to when they like, started trying to pharmaceutically medicate you? Like immediately?
Well, I think
or
the idea that my body was in so much pain gave them the impression that my nervous system was really shot. I think I was just medicated a little too soon. Probably, but it was the amount that was the problem. Right. They were just trying to get some things, I think, under control. They panicked, but the quantity.
That's crazy.
Right. I'm not saying all doctors are bad. I've just had like a rough go, man,
For sure.
Yeah. I mean, I found out a lot of things about this disease the hard way. Like I'm supposed to have a neuroanesthesiologist knock me out, I found that out because I lost my dad. They knocked him out the wrong way. Like there's just things you find out in life, right?
No,
like
yeah, for sure.
Unfortunately, it's experimentation.
Yeah.
I'd rather it be me than my kid.
For sure.
Right.
How old is he?
15. And so here in Canada, you cannot get tested for my disease until he's 18 years old.
Why? Is there a reason? Or just because?
Because of the inevitable.
Wow.
Okay, so before I went and got tested, when I said to my doctor, I'd like to go get tested now, he said, you need to go speak to a lawyer. The The reality is, Canadian medical is not free. You know, when you are diagnosed with something terminal up here, there's a lot of things you find out, you know. It doesn't matter if you're dying in 6 months or 6 years or 16 years. It's all the same. You're not of value. So I had to do things like buy my house, get a line of credit card.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's wild. So you had to go and see a lawyer and fucking do all kinds of shit. Or that
It's a pretty big shit show for people with Huntington's down in the States too. They end up, you know, humans end up getting divorced so they don't take the other human out with like all the medical costs.
yeah, that's just crazy.
I believe there's a book. I can't remember the writer's name. It's called Inside the O'Briens, and it's about an American family with Huntington's. And you know, that's how I learned how a lot of the American laws work. In Canada, it's the same. You know, they end up there's so many medical bills, they pile up. Um, Here, there's things like we have end of life, but you have to stay in your province.
What? So is that like hospice here or what?
It's like so you can choose to actually have like an assisted suicide by a doctor.
Oh, no way. Oh, all right.
Yeah,
We don't
right.
have that
So no, you don't. Um, we do have it here. But you have to stay living in the same province that you're diagnosed in. So that's, I play this little game of I live in Ontario.
Right.
I'm visiting BC. My work's
That's
seasonal.
crazy. Yeah.
Right? It's worked so far.
Right.
I basically went from, working like I used to work at a factory and do like quality control stuff. And my life has completely changed because it's all about cannabis now. It's like the opposite of what it used to be. And it's pretty nice.
Right.
I'm happy every day when I go to work.
No, definitely. No, I know a lot of people that, have worked in the industry or previously worked in the industry. And it varies, company to company, but a lot of them still enjoy doing it. So more power to them.
Well, I mean, even if it's a shitty company that I work for, it's a big, huge field. And it looks really pretty against the mountains when it's ready to harvest. So there's just, so many beautiful fucking points to it. I don't know what to say to you. There's over like 200,000 plants usually. And
So
then
are
there's
they
like the
growing for
mountains.
extract or are they growing?
Yeah, they are. Yeah, it's crystal farming that we do. They are grown for extract. Oddly enough, they're grown for shatter and diamonds.
Oh, wow.
Right? That's what I say. I do the complete opposite
of what you
at
need.
work of what I do at home. Right? And it is the opposite of what I need too, completely. But it's pretty. Oh my God, it's pretty. And those plants are big. Like they're huge. Yeah.
Outdoor shit, man.
Could you give up quality for quantity when it's that beautiful? Is the question. For even if for a year or two.
Would you? Do you and have you like smoked any of that weed personally?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not Good. No. No, it's
Then
not.
no, I couldn't.
No. No. Okay, so the indoor, they had an indoor grow. The first year I worked for them, it was a different company that went under, which is always fun. So they had an indoor grow and I smoked some of it. It wasn't too bad. Yeah. But once again, indoor, you know? No, I don't think I'd want to smoke it on the regular. So there's something, you know, that they use here in Canada that makes, you know, everything go away, and that's heptane. And that's how they extract it, is with heptane. So it kills just everything, right?
Yeah. What's that machine, Adam, that's basically like the microwave that you can do that shit with the weed? What's that shit called?
Irradiation?
Well, no.
Remediation machine?
Remediation. Yeah.
Remediation.
That shit's so fucking whack.
I just think it's funny that they remediate their weed before they even send it for testing.
Yeah.
And then
they pre-mediate it.
Right. And
so those are the companies I avoid when I go to our legal market.
Yeah.
We knew we grew shitty weed, so we're putting it through this machine to make sure it don't kill anybody.
Right. So you can make pre-rolls out of it.
Right. And spray some terps on
it. Sure, why not?
And then we're gonna use some
I remember
we're
actually
gonna use some
working in
chapstick so we can roll it in some fucking bullshit.
I was in the pre-roll department up until the very, very end of that first company. And I remember walking in there the one day, and it was definitely a banana flavor they were rolling. But I walked in the room and they're so uptight in there. It's like, oh, it smells like blueberry in here. And I sit down to roll because I don't really care. And they're all wound up. They're like, it's banana. And I'm like, no, it smells like blueberry. How could you be uptight about life? You're in a pre-roll room.
Yeah.
Laugh about it. I've asked to be moved all through that place, so I've kind of got to work in everything, you know?
Yeah.
I feel. I just have to plant the field, and that's supposed to happen this year.
I rarely ever get pre-rolls unless it's from somebody I know. Like KK, he does these fucking hash holes.
Cannons, yeah.
Cannons, yeah. Something like that. Oh yeah. But there's so many fucking corporate motherfuckers out here just throwing out trash. I'm so surprised people are even fucking picking it up. And then it's so old.
Some of it.
It's all old.
Like the weed's
what
so
are your
old.
like? What are your rules on it? So here's the thing, like, so
Well,
we
it
could
varies
grow it
from
here.
state to state here. It varies from state to state. Every state has its own laws and everything. So it all depends.
So we have a cut down date and a package date. But you don't have to post the cut down date on the package. You can post the package date.
Oh.
So it's really when that got packaged that it gets dated. That's what I don't like about here.
How was it here, Adam? Was it they show the harvest date? Or
different companies put different information on, but they generally
like the
show the harvest date,
the
test date, the processing date. I mean,
we do not have a test date, but we have a harvest date. They don't have to list the harvest date. They only have to list the date packaged. That's my problem with it. So they could have harvested it 2 years ago, but they packaged it last week.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Right. And
No,
I
they
know that
just,
they,
I want to say in Colorado, they just made a law where they have to fucking put, harvest date on it just for that reason.
I
And
think
they
they're
have a
trying to push a
use
lot of
by
that
date,
changes.
and they have a use by date too. So like legally, they're allowed to like destroy it.
Oh, like a best before
Not
date?
bad. Yeah.
What the fuck? It's funny you say that because I had stopped at the dispensary and bought some hash rosin. It was probably one of my biggest disappointments.
Oh
I was
yeah.
traveling with a buddy that liked to dab. I bought some white market hash rosin from a pretty popular company that was
What
recommended to
company?
me. And then I also had some really misstored 2-year-old hash rosin that my buddy in Ontario gave me. And I mean, I'm talking like it sat in my knapsack for like 3 months, and then it was in my medicine cabinet in my trailer that gets up to like 60 fucking degrees sometimes and down to like minus 35. It's been in the fridge, it's been out of the fridge, back in the fridge, It tasted better than the white hash rosin we bought,
And how much
right?
was it?
$60
For a gram?
$60 for a
For one?
gram. And the
Wow.
2-year-old shit that had been like all over the place. It tasted so good. Like, I'm talking so good. Like, threw the other one out. Didn't even
Wow,
care that I
that's
lost
horrible.
$60. I apologized to my guest for giving him shit to smoke. Because he was like, oh, well, we had both heard good things. Right. So he's like, well, we'll grab some at the dispo. It'll
What
be okay.
company was it?
Ooh.
I mean,
So I've had a lot of problems with this company, with clones and all kinds of stuff. So, they love me. Yeah. Yeah. Do we go there? Herbal Dispatch is a pretty popular company in Canada. They are.
all right.
They're
Yeah, I've
pretty
never
big.
heard of them.
But I'll put it out there. They never really make me happy. I was told to go pick up their clones, and the store was rejecting them because they weren't in great shape when they got them. All I asked for was, for them to deliver more. We just never get along,
Yeah.
The weed I picked up was dry. Hash rosin was
Boo boo.
yeah. I don't know. I think sometimes, some companies just don't make it on your list.
For sure.
Sometimes they surprise you. I got one of those little packages of pre-rolls as a gift and ended up really liking, the company's rolling papers and filters, and they grew a rainbow driver that was awesome. So I picked some more up, right?
Damn, I thought I shared the link like an hour ago on Instagram. Such a fucking dumbass. Well, it's shared now, people. Shout out to everybody in here. Shout out to Clover. She's in here. Stephanie. Mr. Big Cloud. Nicholas Roper. SOB.
Got like a beautiful sunset going on here, guys.
Nah, yeah. We saw it.
Yeah.
We saw, but then we couldn't see you.
Oh, I know.
Grandpa
but it's still
Adam,
going on.
damn. Adam. Did you hear that? He said Grandpa Adam.
I heard Grandpa Adam.
It's okay, Adam. You get to be the older and wiser individual here.
I am.
There's nothing wrong with that.
It's okay.
I think we overlook some of the best things that I've learned have been when I've sat down and actually listened to someone who said to me, I'm going to share a secret with you that I've done forever. And they were things like adding my vape grinds and hash rosin bags to my butter and my oils when I make them and stuff. And this one older guy explained to me, that in making his butter, he would add, weed that was not, decarbed, and then he'd add decarb, and then he'd add, his vape grinds. And then he started adding these, hash rosin pucks when his buddy started pressing stuff out. And that way, when you started cooking with your butter, you were activating and deactivating things. He just opened my eyes to a different world of medicating and how an entourage effect can be built. So I think it's kind of important that you sit down and actually shut up sometimes and listen to what someone has to say. You know what I mean? It might not, you might not take all of it, but you might take, part of it.
Right.
And I don't know. Some of the best things I've learned to help me, I feel, come from older, wiser humans.
You hear that, Adam?
That have been doing this for years.
So you need to start sharing shit with people.
Well, the younger crowd doesn't want to share because they're trying to make money.
Nah, exactly. He's Jewish, man.
Right? That's the other part. The younger crowd wants to make money, so they don't want to educate you. Do you know what I mean? Like, I finally I sat down with the guy who presses out hash rosin and said to him, hey, when I bought my press, this is what I did, this is what I did, this is what I did. I got a hold of some of the same strains that he could press out. I had no luck with the stuff that he made. I had no luck with the stuff I made, and I said to him, do you think it's like the heating process and stuff? And he sat down with me and he's like, honestly, yeah, I think we're taking something out of it. This stuff isn't maybe made to medicate people with nervous system issues, possibly. Do you know what I mean? And all these other young guys are like, no, it's the wrong strains. And no. It's like, no, I'm like, no, it's every strain. But when I eat it, put it in a coffee, put it in a rub, it works really awesome. But they don't want to listen because I don't want to smoke their shit. Right? I'm like, dude, but you don't understand. When I eat it, it's good. When I rub it on my body, it's good.
Right. No, have you ever got into juicing?
So that would make me shakier.
Oh yeah,
So there's a drink.
It didn't matter what strain or anything
of ginseng.
No, I'm talking like what strain. Like it didn't matter what strain you juiced. Have you ever juiced cannabis? That's what I'm asking.
Oh, juicing. Yes.
Yeah.
So when I grew that really shitty plant outside, I was throwing the leaves in my way too many leaves and getting a lot of indigestion in my shakes. And because I was putting too many leaves in and got indigestion, I quit. But I've thought about it. In order to have enough plants, I think, to do a raw diet, I would need a nice sized indoor grow room.
Oh yeah,
that was part of the plan up on the mountain.
No, and it's like strictly, health benefit.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like it's gonna get you high because it's not activated. You're just juicing the fresh plant.
Right. I met a guy once who was 75, could touch his toe to his nose, and was really flexible, and said he was because he ate raw nugs.
Raw nugs? Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. You kind of have to, I don't know, listen to what some people have to say.
Right.
There's got to be something to it. I mean, if you look into some of the studies, you're supposed to be able to take in a lot more THC by a raw veg diet. You need you're going to have at least 45 plants probably.
I mean, you gotta think how fucking what the change went through, as far as fucking the industrial age and how they shut down fucking cannabis. You know what I mean? Before that, cannabis as itself, even if it was just bullshit hemp, fucking it was getting fed, or animals were feeding off of it. You know what I mean? So all the cannabinoids and everything, like the whole fucking us as a whole, because we would consume the fucking animals and get the cannabinoids through that. You know what I mean? So like ever since the fucking industrial age, our fucking like bodies have been depraved of everything beneficial to the cannabis plant that was normally in our system. What are your feelings about that?
No, I agree, like 100%. So there's a plant that I use to help get my cannabinoid receptors moving a little bit more, was like the copaiba tree. There's an oil from it. Right. So when you start talking to humans who've had cancer and they've ate like a raw diet or a very green diet, I think all the plants that they're consuming are plants that have terpenes, flavonoids, and cannabinoids. Those are the plants that are healing them, and things like, this copaiba oil, or, a lot of the green vegetables that you eat and stuff. Some of them have to have those things. That's what's healing them, right? So I think that it's really,
Yeah, for sure. No,
I think it goes all hand in hand. I think if we ate it, it should be like in your salads. Why shouldn't it be in the supermarket in a salad mix?
Right.
Why isn't CBD in vitamins?
Definitely. I mean, they are coming a long way as far as like capsules, like full spectrum capsules and everything. And they're doing
I would
CBD
love a
stores and
time released would be nice. Something time released.
No, that would be dope.
That's probably one of the things I noticed that was missing. Is when my body was really, really bad. There was nothing in the middle of the night. I'd have to get up and smoke again, or I'd have to get up and eat an edible or something. There was nothing that really got me through the night when it was really, really bad. So something time released would be really nice in this world.
No, definitely. No, shout out to Nada, man. She's my sleep aid usually. So
Sometimes it just doesn't work.
Oh, definitely. Well, I mean, no, it's a guarantee with her. Shit, at least I know my dosage. And definitely.
Sinclair used to take a half of one of her gummies every night before he went to bed.
Yeah. Well, I'd take a half if I had something to do the next day.
Right.
I'd take a whole one if I could sleep in. Shit.
How many milligrams are they?
100. Just 100. They probably wouldn't.
Yeah.
Well, it depends.
So I've got 100 milligram hash rosin gummies that I can feel.
Yeah.
They just give me a nice vibe after the RSO. They're not too bad if you just want something to kind of keep you going through the day. You can just pop them every hour or two. If you need to. I don't know. Like taking a Tylenol.
So have you had some US weed?
Not really.
No. Yeah.
A little bit when I was in Florida. Went down to visit my mom. And I love her. I guess she tries.
That great. Like how long ago was that?
I don't know, a few years back. She made me a butter, so I'd have something to eat when I got down there, but she didn't strain the butter.
Oh.
Oh, thanks, Mom.
She tried. Hey, you know what? Even better, I put it in my coffee and drank it. I just, that was a lot of effort for her.
Right.
We don't talk now because just the weed thing was just too much for her. She can't handle me doing it this way. Right. It wasn't her jam. But so, I get down to Florida. I have my med card. I go into this place. I get a vaporizer. I can't get any weed.
Why?
So now I'm like, fuck. So I'm like, okay, the next person that comes out, I'm going to ask them where they get their weed. And it's like this kid, and he looks 17. And I'm like, don't do it. And I'm like, no, just do it. It might be good shit. So look at him. I'm like, listen, I need help picking up. So he hooks me up. It was awesome.
No
And I don't
way.
even know where you guys, I don't even know where you guys were in that, at that point in Florida.
Oh, I'm not.
So, I mean, yeah, it was just a shit show for me. I met this kid in a parking lot.
That's
It was fun.
crazy.
Like old times.
Yeah. We used to go on missions for weed back in the day.
Right.
So do you guys have like consumption lounges and everything over there? That like places you can just go and chill and smoke?
So we did before legalization. Legalization destroyed that. And so now we're just starting to do this again. So there's a place probably about an hour and a half away from me, Penticton, BC. They have a little cannabis cottage is what it's called, and they have the first outdoor lounge. So I'm gonna actually go take a tour there and see what it's all about. It used to be nice to smoke at a lounge. And it has been a while since I've done
it's
it.
outdoor.
So there's been different stages, right? There's been different stages of it. They used to be indoor. Once we became legal, they were just done. And now we're starting them again outdoor.
Wow. And that's the white
But we all
market
know you can go
doing
to
it,
black market.
or-
You can do
Yeah.
you can do the events. And you could go to you get to consume there, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
We kind of make it seem like we do what we want, but I think it's just me, just so you know.
Yeah, I think we were talking about it before the show about having alcohol at cannabis events. Like that's a no-go in Canada, or
I'm
do
sorry, you
they
keep cutting
do?
out on me.
Oh, I'm talking about that alcohol at cannabis events in Canada. Do they have that?
Oh yeah, they do. I don't go to them. Those are a lot of the white market events do. It seems to be the thing. I'm not into it. I don't know. I'm not into it. If there's, I don't know, because maybe it's because I don't drink. It makes my disease
No,
worse too.
yeah. I mean, there's people that used to be alcoholics that use cannabis to get away from alcohol.
Those are the people that seem to be saying, "Hey, I'm not really comfortable with this."
Right.
Right. Understand you want to drink at an event, but yeah, there is a lot of human beings that have used the plant to get off a lot of things and would prefer to stay away from it, for sure. And since I've been surrounded by alcoholics my whole life, I would prefer there not to be alcohol around me. So I just don't go.
Right.
And I've been invited to a few, I just don't go. I'm usually busy that weekend.
So before the recreational went into effect and the social lounges were like put out, like would they have vending and everything, or was it just to go and hang out and smoke? Or was it there like event centers and all
At
that?
one point in time, I remember both, just a place where we went and smoked, and then events as well, right? There was that blind dab competitions, and then you just go to events where people would just be smoking. Yeah, I don't know. It's nice. It's nice to have places like that here. It's too bad that legalization kind of it really ruined a lot of things. But I mean, there's still the events go on, just the lounges are gone, and the whole edible thing. I don't know. I think we could all agree that decriminalization just would have been better.
It's perfect.
I don't know.
Not
I just feel like
perfect, but
It's just, those were the choices that we had. And I just think we could have done it that way. And maybe it would have worked out a little bit better for at least a few more people. Not saying it would have made it that much better.
Right.
But, you know, you guys are going through some sort of reorganization, yes? Rescheduling?
Well, this is all fucking bullshit.
It's all smoke and
mirrors.
mirrors.
It's politicians. It's election year. That's what everybody needs to fucking realize, you know? Like, oh, the Biden administration, da 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 da. Yeah, the Biden administration are fucking playing cards, like straight up.
Yeah,
But
they
yeah, there's a story saying that the DEA appears to question marijuana's medical value despite the rescheduling recommendation. And this is going to be it. Like, they're going to be like, oh, they're actually fighting. But no, they're just talking amongst each other, seeing how much of the pie each motherfucker's going to get. It's a total shit show as far as I'm concerned.
Right.
Go
We
ahead.
kind of have that shit going on right now with like licensing. They handed out too many licenses. Now
Yeah.
everybody has, you know, so much weed. It's a fucking buyer's market. I've seen places in Ontario where you can get $10 ounces, you know?
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
I've seen, no, and it's shit. We all know it's shit, but
I'm
do you know what I mean?
sure.
But
Like,
you
just
know,
shake
the
or
reserve,
something.
the reserve I go pick up at, I pick up
$10.
$75 ounces and they're nice ounces. They are nice. There's like,
how much?
You know what I mean? Oh yeah, they're nice. There's no, you know what I mean? So it's a buyer's market here. And depending on where you are, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You could go to the dispensary and get a $70 ounce. And it's white market, it's shit, but you can get one.
Yeah, there's certain states that you can't even drive through with weed here, man. We're not even supposed to cross, state lines. Even if the state is legal on the other side, it'll be considered trafficking.
So, I mean, I honestly don't know what the rules and regulations are because I've always just made them up as I went. Like,
yeah.
I don't know how much weed I actually have in my vehicle at all times. So when a cop says to me, how much weed do you have? I'm like, well, enough to medicate myself till I get to my destination, right? Where I've sent a package there with my meds is waiting for me, right? And I just start spitting out numbers and they're just dumb and they don't know anything. At one point in time, I think I told one cop it was like 15 milligrams of THC a day and 10 milligrams of CBD a day. I don't fucking know. But I've only ever had a license for 1 milligram of CBD a day. Like, do you know what I mean? Yeah. I like the fact that we can just drive across the country with it. Now, I think it's supposed to be stored in your trunk. I have lock bags and stuff like that.
Yeah. That's how it was in
on me
Michigan
and
for a while in Michigan.
Then there was a court case and they lost the court case and we don't have to do that. I got a bag of, not a bag, but a jar with a couple buds sitting right on my front seat right now.
So I always have a bong hanging in my passenger seat, like always. And I've been pulled over quite a few times and just there's a sweater hanging over it. So I go to get on the ferry and I forgot to cover it up. And she's like, oh, so it's just you and your friend? And I'm like, oh, yeah. I said, that's Pretty Girl. And she's like, no, not your dog. She just goes, your friend. And I'm like, oh, I should cover that up. Sorry. But I like, what are they gonna say? You know? I don't know. I think we all have a really lucky story, you know, when you're like smoking a joint and you know it's going to probably be the end of everything, but for some reason it just gets blown off. I think when I was coming through Whistler and I was smoking a joint, got pulled over. It's like shift change. This cop had no interest in trying to put all of my stuff in because when you're out of province, it takes a while. He just didn't care. He asked me if I was drunk, and I said, no, I'm lost, trying to figure stuff out. He's like, oh, you sure you haven't been drinking? I'm like, no, but the joint's in the ashtray still burning. Do you know what I mean? Like I tried to put it out, but it wasn't quite out. He just didn't want to
No,
deal with
I'm good.
shit.
I'm
So
good.
I'm out. That's my end of shift. That'd probably be my lucky story.
Oh, well, shit. It's been good talking to you. I appreciate you coming on Medical
Been fun.
Mondays. If anybody
Thanks for
wants to
having me.
get hold of you, you're educated stoner
Right?
13.
Right? I get banned so friggin' often. Right? You can find me Educated Stoner Grinders too. You know? If you want a mellower version of me, that would be a great place to start.
A
Maybe
mellower
we can get to
version.
know each other that way.
Definitely.
If you can deal with that and you want a little more zing, then Educated Stoner 13 is probably the way to go.
For sure, for sure. Shit, man. I want to remind everybody about this Sunday. JSH Enterprise and Nuggeduction Extract present the Summertime Get Back, benefiting the Capuchin Soup Kitchen, First Step Women's Shelter, and yeah, come through. Awesome people. Nuggeduction Extracts, Native Made 313, SOB, Mr. Roll Up, aka your boy Nice. Adam's gonna be there, he said.
Yes, it will
Right
be.
next to our boy Uncle Paulie. Of course, Chi-Town on the Hibachi and from Food Express outside. With all that good stuff, bring in non-perishable food snacks, juice boxes, and or $20. I always tell people bring in both, man. Those to a good cause. Plenty of good people up in here. Each person who comes in gets a raffle ticket for your chance to win some awesome stuff donated from the awesome vendors. So come through. Have your chance to win. Get some awesome grub. Smoke out. Have a good time. This Sunday, y'all. 2 p.m., 7 p.m. And then shout out to our boy KK. Just want to remind everybody, save the date. Saturday, June 22nd. Tell more people about it. The Full Melt Hash competition in Detroit.
In Detroit, yep, in Uptown Detroit, bro. It's gonna be litty. We got the Beautiful Tangent Gallery, and it's gonna be the weekend of the Glass Project. So it's gonna be a good turnout. Everybody should come out.
And we just want to remind everybody it's a Full Melt Hash entries only. Shout out to our boy Kid Vicious, Fat Ray, E-Rock. I want to say E-Rock's from Trick Screw. Shout out to Trick. Amongst other performing, man. So yeah, save that date. Also, shout out to Michigan's Glass Project going on that weekend. And I want to remind everybody, go out and get your medical card. One of the awesome places you can go here in Michigan is Detroit Certification Center. You can get at them at Detroit Cert Center on social media, as well as DetroitCertCenter.com, or give them a call or text at 248-275-6707. Boom. Also, once again, shout out to all our awesome sponsors. Native Made 313, Michigan Turf Farms, Negaduction Extracts, Tiki Madman, SOB Labs, and Tree Street Packaging. Oh, big shout out to everybody in the chat. Appreciate y'all. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe. Get notifications. It'll let you know when we go live. So tune in next Monday. Same medical time, same medical getting hot.
Did you read the chat, man? It's been going crazy.
Oh shit. What's going on? Oh, all right. Native Made said first 20 edibles on us, meaning first 20 people get a free edible from Native Made.
Nice, nice.
Big shout out to Native Made.
Kind of jealous. It sounds like it's going to be a really good weekend for you guys.
Laura in Dallas.
Uh-oh, what's going on? Do you want to read this shit, Adam?
No, I don't want to read this shit.
I'll be there. I'll be there too. My bad. I'm on the flyer. I'll admit I put myself on the flyer. I don't care.
You know, we all do it. I put myself on a dab towel. I put myself on a t-shirt. I think I put myself on a pair of underwear. You know, you just got to go there sometimes.
Damn.
I've got this cute little cartoon character, right? You got to make merch.
What's going on in the chat, Adam? Start from the beginning.
Oh, well.
We have time here. It's still Monday.
Laura said, long live Big Cloud. And Mr. Big Cloud said 710. And then Mr. Big Cloud said Camp 710 because he figured out he got it wrong. Then Laura said, Big Cloud, never. Big Cloud will carry on. Then someone said, maybe come on Medical Mondays and explain the discrepancy. Prop 1 said that. Laura said, let's go. Prop 1, the creator of Big Cloud, says other. Mr. Big Cloud, Camp 710. Mr. Big Cloud.
Did you send Laura the link?
No, I didn't.
Oh, man.
Well, because she said her people.
Does she want it?
I don't know. You want to come on, Laura?
Does Dallas?
It was created. Laura said at Big Cloud, it was created in my living room. He did not create it alone. And Prop, well, I don't know why Prop is in this conversation. Prop said, so breaking off again. Didn't you do that with Rainbow Farms? Laura, Big Cloud. Yes, so did Dallas.
One metric of that.
Prop said, last I knew Big Cloud was a metric. Amanda Miss Rue, please don't come for my family. Dallas did not create Big Cloud.
What?
Is Dallas still in here?
Don't come
this
from
is who might have been on the show, Amy. I'm just obviously.
Yeah, I'm gathering this. So I love it. When I have had enough of the Canadian drama, I just come hang out with Berg for a bit, and then I get to deal with I just get to sit here and listen to this, and it's it makes me laugh, right? Because I don't know what's going on.
Laura says yes. Dallas tried to get us to go metric.
I'm back. All right, Dallas is back. What
Prop
does,
one said
does
come on
Dallas
the show
want to-
next Monday and explain what's going on with Big Clouds.
What? Why next week? We can do it right now.
Laura said, but no, we're not. Berg, you ready to make a flyer again? Said Native May. Prop said, but y'all did go metric. The last event was metric. Amanda Rue, we did one metric event. That's it. And then Prop pointed out that Dallas is back. And then Dallas said, ha, I'm back.
I'm back. So, do they want to come on, or are they just talking in the chat?
Well, I just see him talking in the chat, but we can send them the link. I think.
I'm gonna let you guys go. I'm gonna go let
All
my
right,
dog
for
out.
sure. No, for sure.
She's stuck in
Can't
the
believe it's
cage,
still
but thank you
daylight
so
where it's
much
at.
for having me.
No, she's on the West Coast.
She's on the West Coast as far as you can get.
Oh yeah. I'm on the
Yeah.
island right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go let her out. Make sure she's
Much
good to go.
love, much love.
Much love,
Appreciate
guys.
you.
Appreciate you guys too.
Yeah. You want me to kick you? Oh, she knows how to. I got you.
All the golf outings are metric. Oh shit! Wait, they're
Like
going there.
Medical Mondays. I think there's more fucking people in here than there was during the show.
Oh, I'm sure.
I think it says we got up to 35 at once.
Oh, did we? All right.
That was the top at one time.
I'm working it the best I can right now. Oh.
The real ones, no, I do legit shit. Dallas.
Was that what Dallas wrote?
Yeah.
Oh, so he doesn't do medical.
They all just did one. So just all right, so like I said, this is the end of Medical Mondays.
They had their chance.
Much love to everybody who tuned in.
Peace.
Make sure you hit that like button, please. Please.